sleep. Hear the crickets, see the moon, side by side and through.
Therapy. Yeah. Who do we have here? Oh, this song again? I know, I'm going to have to get some more music. You need some rock and roll, son. Thanks, Danielle, for that. I think you're right. So welcome. It's Lunch Therapy. It's Monday. Hi, everyone. I am just getting everything kind of together here. I have a really exciting show today. Welcome to the therapy session. I'm not really a licensed therapist. Well, I'm not a licensed therapist at all. But I will attempt to distract you from the suck that might be going on in your life. Good afternoon, Chuck. Hi. And entertain you with some, possibly meaningless, possibly irrelevant things. Today's going to be great because I have an up-and-coming comedian who's also from the Seattle area, like I am, and also many of us who watch this show. Her name is Arijana Ramic, and I want to say a special thanks to Greg Wurtela, who connected us. And we're going to explore my ideas of what Seattle is like and her ideas of what Seattle is. I think I grew up before she grew up there, and I left probably while she was growing up there, so we probably have wildly different ideas of the Seattle area. So what we did is I took some pictures and put them in a quiz and things that mean something to me about Seattle, and then she sent me some pictures in a zip file, and I had my wife Kamala put them in, so it's going to alternate between mine and hers, and we're going to do a little contest to see if we can, bridge the gap a little. I want to tell you, I did something kind of destructive last week. Since this is therapy, I want to get this off my chest. I watched the impeachment trial. Yeah, I watched a lot of it. Pretty much the whole, a lot. Yeah. And after it was over, I was sort of reminded of the immortal words of George W. Bush. And I want to share them here before the show, just to remind you.
There's an old saying in Tennessee, I know it's in Texas, probably in Tennessee, that says, "Fool me once, shame on you. If fool me, we can't get fooled again."
Yes, Loretta is very keyed in on what's going on in Seattle. We're storming 52 years last night. So we're lucky that Arijana is here with us. We're lucky that all of us are here. Behind me is some of the storm up there. I'm not talking about the basketball team. So snow, which in Seattle is, at least when I was growing up there, Seattle was very, very rare. It was very, very rare to snow in Seattle. Holy. I think I need a few breaths today because it's Monday. All right, we're going to do 3 breaths. Arijana is waiting in the green room. She is doing her preparation for the show. Hopefully she will prepare by breathing. In through the nose, out through the toes. Hold it. Let it it go. All right, I feel much better already. All right, one more. Well, two more. But here's the first one. In through the nose, out through the toes. Hold it. Let it go. Yeah, now I'm feeling really good. There's Camila Lopez. Hoy. She helped me get the presentation ready today. I'm kind of nervous about this contest because I could look like a fool if I don't know what these things are. All right, let the air out. And then in through the nose, out through the toes. Hold it. Let it go. And now, without further ado, I'm going to bring on Arijana. If anybody wants to chat with us from the chat room, from Facebook, from YouTube, from Twitter or Twitch, feel free to chat. You can ask us questions. You can chime in on the contest. Arijana came to me from Greg Wordala. Greg Wordala referred me, said I would like to see Arijana on the show. And I watched some of her comedy and I watched some of her short films, and we're going to do that today. Are there any Seattlearians, Seattleites, with an inside info on the Russell Wilson situation? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Let's not talk about that here. All right, here we go. Live guest, Arijana Ramic. Ladies and gentlemen. There she is.
Hello.
Hey, how's it
Wow,
going?
that intro of applause is like so nice.
Isn't it good to hear some applause? That's one of the things that I provide for my performers on the show is some long lost applause.
I haven't heard applause in a good year, so that's pretty nice.
Yeah. Have you been doing Zoom shows or anything like that?
I've done like one or two Zoom shows, and it's I mean, the people who put them on are awesome. It's definitely a different thing than doing live stuff though. So it's been hard because it's been a year almost. So yeah.
We got our name switched. Somebody in the chat room. Somebody in the chat room informed me. Thank you, Mulva Phillip. Appreciate that. It always rains in Seattle. Does it always rain in Seattle? How is it?
It is currently raining on the snow right now.
Oh, no. That's the worst.
Yeah. Oh, I think it's going to clear up, though. I think that it hasn't. I know they're saying it was like the most snow in a long time, but I actually feel like it wasn't so bad because no one's really been going anywhere. Yeah. So
probably save some lives.
Yeah, COVID and then the long weekend, I think it hit at the perfect time. So
when I was growing up there, we had moved there from Syracuse, New York when I was like 2. And it's the first time it snowed there. My mom was like, we were like, we got to go outside and get in the snow. We got to get in the snow. And she was like, don't worry about it. It'll be around, you can always go out there and sled. And next day it was gone.
Yeah.
What I mean? Like, it was like, and she just felt so bad.
I know, that's the thing is like when it snows, I think people get so excited here and they really take advantage of it, which is the nice thing. Like I saw there was like a bunch of people posting videos from Gasworks yesterday and just like sledding down the hill. And it's like, I don't know, there's just something joyful about being outdoors in Seattle. And I think that the snow just like exacerbates that for people.
Yeah. It's kind of like LA when it rains though. People don't know how to drive in it. People don't know how to drive in snow in Seattle generally, or in the ice. Like you get that black ice. Oh,
I feel like Seattle people don't know how to drive in the rain either, which is hilarious. It rains all the time. It's like, get it together, folks.
How could it be? How could it be?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to show you something just to kind of get you in the mood for the show. We're big on hummingbirds here. We have a cult. It's called the Cult of the Hummingbird, and this is a little bit of a hummingbird in the snow. Our viewer Guiniel sent this in. This is from the Seattle area, and did you know that hummingbirds are fine in the snow? They thrive in the snow?
I didn't know that, but I have a dear friend who loves hummingbirds. And,
Really?
yeah, and so I'm gonna have to send her this because that's so funny.
We are huge on hummingbirds here. Well, one of the things about hummingbirds is they can help. They go and they I don't know what they do. What do they do? They take the nectar out of flowers, and apparently that helps the flowers. And the hummingbirds came around because the insects couldn't do that in the rain. And so, because the rain was just too much for the insects. And the hummingbirds took over that responsibility. So they're very good in the rain and they're very good in the snow because these flowers, they still need to have their nectar sucked out of there.
So they're just really helpful.
Yes, they're very, very helpful. One of the things that we talk about on the show too is how the animals all work together in our environment. And we're actually a part of that ecosystem. And so when we disrupt it with our idiot ways, we just disrupt it in ways that we have no idea what we're doing. Like we were talking last week about people go out and hunt wolves. And they're saying, oh, we need to cull the population of wolves because the wolves are eating everybody's sheep or whatever. But the fact is the wolves are helping other animals exist by things that they do that we don't even know they're doing because we're just dumb humans. Let's see what Jack Does says. Kamala, I think I know what you mean by Russell Wilson. They're talking about Russell Wilson. He's possibly getting traded. I don't know.
Okay. I'm not up to date with all the details, but I can see how that. But if you see that,
I'm trying not to pay attention to it when those rumors start flying, that's usually like an indication that something is going to happen. Apparently, he was on a radio program. He was bad-mouthing how he gets tackled all the time. He's always getting sacked, and he needs better protection. And apparently, that's not something you do lightly because it disrupts the football ecosystem, I think.
Yeah, it was. So my mom told me because for some reason my mom's really into football now. I don't know why, but she told me that I think he's like the #1 for sacks or something this season.
It could be. He gets sacked a lot, and he said how many times he gets sacked, and it's like it is a lot. But the fact is, he also holds on to the ball for a long time.
Yeah.
And he's always, going in and out and in and out. And the longer you hold on to the ball, the more chance you are of getting sacked, I suppose.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to show you Chris Shane. This is a comedian here in Los Angeles. He is, and this is another hummingbird video because this is hummingbirds. And this is a very beautiful story. So here it is, Chris Shane.
It's not every day that you get to be a hero, but some days the quest calls. Little hummingbird trapped in a skylight. Ah, yes. A man becomes a hero. Oh, God damn it. God damn it. Free of the torment. No, why would you go back?
Why would you go back?
Foolish things. There you go. Goodbye.
Isn't that a beautiful story?
Oh, that is sweet.
I love that. I had that in my house. We had a hummingbird flying around in the little window box. And they're hard to get out. They're afraid.
Yeah.
And they're delicate.
Well, especially I couldn't even see the skylight in that video. So I imagine that they're just so confused.
Oh my gosh. It's probably just going, there's the sky. Now I'm fast forwarding so we can see it. Yeah. See, look at that. They're like, they just think that's sky.
Yeah.
They just keep smashing into it. They're like, what? Somebody put a ceiling on the sky.
I've never had a hummingbird.
One for sex. What did she say? I thought she said he's #1 for sex.
Yeah, I'm #1. So.
I don't want to boast or anything, but I'm #1 for sex.
You know what? I'll take the title. That's great for me. Business has been good.
Oh my God, that's too funny.
No, I was going to say I've never had a hummingbird in my house, but once my sister was sweeping by our front door and there was a frog by the flowers and the frog got into our house and that was just an ordeal to figure out how to get an animal out of your house.
It's tough, isn't it? How did you get the frog out of your house?
Oh my gosh. So first of all, My sister's like horrified of anything that jumps, like, or that flies. She's afraid of butterflies even. And so we were like, what are we going to do? And it's jumping around. It's a frog, you know?
Yeah.
And so it ended up jumping into her room, which was even more funny and just caused her more distress. So of course I'm just laughing. I'm not being helpful at all. But thank God my mom was like ready to go, not afraid of anything. And we ended up having to like rearrange the bed in her room to like, because the frog was hiding back there. And then kind of, this is sad, but kind of scared away with a little bit of like vacuum noise. And so it like jumped into a box that we had, and then we closed the box and then released it outside. So luckily it wasn't, hurt or anything, but we kind of had to coax it into a corner where we had a box. So
I had raccoons in my house one time.
No.
Yeah.
See,
it's really hard to chase them out.
Really no, hard. They're scary. They're terrifying creatures. I know everyone's like raccoons are so cute, but they're horrifying.
They got the little hands and the claws.
Yeah, I think it was like the Pocahontas PR that made everyone think that raccoons are okay, but they're terrifying creatures to me.
I love raccoons, I got to tell you. We've got raccoons all over our yard, but yeah, when they get in the house, forget about it. And they're very like entitled.
Yes.
My wife and I are sitting there watching TV, and all of a sudden a raccoon comes in. And he's just standing there. And I'm like, I was like, what are you doing here? That's what
he said. They're like, this is my home.
Yeah. They don't understand that. Through the cat door.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
They're big though. And then they can't get out because they're so big. Somehow they squeeze through the cat door. I don't know. Yeah. Raccoons have human hands, Jack says.
I agree, Jack. I fully agree. And that's what's freaky about it.
We like to call them trash pandas on this show.
Yes. Yeah.
But I don't know if that's a derogatory term or what, or if it's an endearing term. Raccoons are an H.P. Lovecraft monster. There we go. Oh, my God. Okay, so Roadrunner. You had a Roadrunner trapped in the house? Wow. Loretta.
I don't know. I don't even want to know where Loretta lives, where that's a possibility.
Yeah, Roadrunner. That's a crazy story. Maybe she can come on someday and tell that story. Yeah. I also had a bucket of frogs when I was a little kid, and it was a bucket of frogs, and they were in water, and I brought them in the house, and I put them in the basement, and then when I came back the next day, they were gone.
I imagine.
I still don't know what happened with that. I still don't know. I'm not sure.
Oh my goodness.
All right, so let's move on. We've got this contest happening.
Yes.
Let's get in here to another. So here's the contest. The contest is, I'm going to show you a picture of what I think is an iconic place or person in Seattle. And then you're going to tell me what it means to you, if it means anything to you.
Okay.
I guess we're looking basically at a generation gap here. We're trying to bridge that gap. I'm going to inform you about it if you don't know about it, but you might know all of them. I don't know.
We'll see. I don't know. I was kind of embarrassed when I was picking my pictures because I was like, oh man, I don't really know Seattle that well. I was like, have I lived? Like, geez. So hopefully but you said you left in the 80s right?
Like 90s, like beginning of the 90s.
Okay.
And so, we should probably have virtually no crossover.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. Matt Wright says a raccoon wandered into the patio of his parents' house. Yum, dog food. Oh, they love dog food, cat food. I picked up a piece of decorative driftwood, tried to scare it. It backed up for a second, and then it came at me. Yeah, that's the thing. Then they
sounds about right.
They fight or flight.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the contest is, I'm going to show a picture. I haven't looked at this PowerPoint, too, since I gave it to Kamala. So I have no idea if it's even going to work. But let's see. She might have broken it. I don't know. So here we go. This is the contest. It is called Seattle Memories and Hallucinations. Okay, so here we are. I'm not here. Wait a minute. Hold on. For some reason I was not there, but here I am. Okay, so Seattle Memories and Hallucinations. Here I'm dressed up as somebody. Do you know who that is?
Okay, I'm gonna say it's a clown of some sort, maybe.
Yep. You're right. It is a clown. Yes. I want to tell the audience that, yes, they can help. I'm going to post those up here. They could help us, certainly.
Though I don't think a pink. Yeah. No.
I'm dressed up as him too, so it might be, the translation might be difficult as well. Him, her. Okay. I guess I'm dressed up as her.
But it's not okay. The only clown that I know, besides like the Joker, is like Molly from the Big Comfy Couch, and that's the only clown I know.
See, so I don't know that clown either.
Yeah, this is gonna stump me. But well, Jack, that might be accurate.
Looks like my ex-girlfriend. Oh my God, Jack, we've been reconciled. Yeah. When I was a kid, more raccoons. Raccoons are a big deal.
Oh, they're obsessed with the raccoons.
When I was a kid, we raised 2 baby brother raccoons to good health. They are very fun until their hormones kick in, and back to nature they went. Yeah, it's like, cats, if you don't fix them, they're just crazy animals.
Yeah, so maybe... I don't think they're supposed to be domesticated. I don't think that's their thing.
I don't think so either. Matt Wright has the answer. This is Gertrude.
Gertrude?
Yeah. Does that ring a bell at all?
Not a single bell.
Somebody else says it's Nicki Minaj from Seattle. That's my
closer.
guess.
That's closer.
Montana is rough. Okay, so now we haven't even started yet. This was just kind of the opening kind of card.
This is hard.
I know, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for me too, I'm sure.
Yeah.
What about this?
Wait, but I want more info on Gertrude.
Oh, I think probably, okay, so JP Patches, does that ring a bell? Yeah, see? I think I'm going to have to help you out here with the Gertrude thing. Maybe the chat room can help us also. Just 1 second. Let me see if I can give you a visual. So when we were growing up, that this person, JP Patches, basically raised us. And
what was this show?
Gertrude. So it was called JP Patches. That's what it was called.
Okay.
And there was a clown, and this guy was this woman was basically, the clown was there, and he was talking all the time, and he lived at the city dump. He was the mayor of the city dump of Seattle.
Okay.
And then one day he would always talk about his landlord. He was on the phone with his landlord because she was trying to kick him out or something like that. And he was talking to him. I guess it didn't work one day, the fake voiceover or something like that. So one of the guys who was working as a director on the show all of a sudden talked back to him in this voice, this female-like voice. And then, it was Gertrude was the name of the landlord person. And so the next time he put a mop on his head and he came on as Gertrude, and that character was born. Okay. And then this guy, Bob Newman, he played multiple characters on this show. And one of the most famous one was Gertrude, but he would also play Ketchikan the Animal Man or Boris S. Wart. And there will be another one in the slideshow. So,
okay.
Anyway, there's a little Seattle lore for you there.
Yeah.
Let's see what the chat room says. I'm a little bit obsessed about JP Patches. So, because, it's like, if you ever want to be disappointed about a clown, check out JP Patches.
Well,
that's terrible. That's terrible.
He's
a famous clown. And now we're still talking about raccoons. I've seen a raccoon eat eggs in Little House on the Prairie, so maybe they can be domesticated. I believe everything on TV. All right, so let's move on to the next one, and that is this.
Oh, okay. This I don't. Oh, there's a video clip.
Yeah, there's a video clip too.
I don't have any idea what this is, but it looks like, is it something to do with like a World Fair or the Space Needle or something along those lines?
So the Space Needle, you know how the Space Needle came about?
Yeah.
The World's Fair of 1966, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So when somebody in the chat room just gave the right answer. I'm going to put it up there. It is the Bubbleator.
Ooh.
So in the World's Fair of 1966, there was it was future. It was about the future, right? I don't know if World's Fairs always have a futuristic theme, but this one did. And Matt Wright nailed it. 1962? That's when it was? Anyway. So they built the Space Needle because of this World's Fair. And they also built the Science Center and everything around the Space Needle there. And in the food court, which was like a place where you could go in and it was like a bunch of restaurants there. I don't know if it still exists.
Yeah, I understand what a food court is.
It's hilarious. Yeah, have you heard of food? Food is
vaguely.
It's like a thing that people prepare. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't think the food court's still there though. I don't think so.
It might not be. Well, the Bubbleator's definitely not there. So the Bubbleator was an elevator that went about 3 floors, and it was the shape of a giant bubble, and a lot of people could get into it, as you can see, and it was very futuristic. It was like, this is what the future was going to be like. We were going to be riding around. We weren't just going to be in a regular elevator. We were going to be in a giant bubble. There's a guy who controlled it. That's the guy up there controlling it.
Oh my God.
It was like, the future is coming.
Isn't that so funny? Like what people think the future was going to be is just different shaped elevators.
They also had a car, the Pacer, that was sort of shaped like a bubble. Food court is now called the Armory.
Oh, that's right.
Thank you, Neil. Yeah. I knew it rained in Seattle, but the thing looks crazy. So the Armory still has food, and the Starbucks, of course. All right, so now we know.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been to the Armory, but I think,
So that's where the Bubbleator was, and it would go up and down. And it was super exciting when you were a kid. Like, I don't know why, but I don't know what
this is awesome. Like, I would have been stoked to go in the Bubbleator.
Yeah. Oh, it was so exciting. And so now, I don't know if this is going to work with the slideshow, if the next one. Yeah, this is the Bubbleator now. Some guy in like Renton or someplace found it because they got rid of it unceremoniously. And I guess they just put it in some warehouse. And some guy found it and bought it. And
I love that.
This is what the future looks like now.
I love that. I love that he reused that. Reduce, reuse, recycle. It looks like an awesome greenhouse globe. Like, that is amazing.
It looked bigger. Jack says it looked bigger in 1962. It did, didn't it? I mean, it looks kind of small.
Yeah. It totally, it looks kind of small, but maybe it's just in scale. I don't know.
You know, it says, Matt says you can learn everything about this from the Elvis movie. It happened at the World's Fair. I didn't know that there was an Elvis movie like that. Also, last week we had Marty Krofft on the show, who I won't even get into that, but he was the first person to ride the Space Needle. He said he lost the ticket, but back in 1962, he had a puppet show going on at the Seattle World's Fair, and it was an adult puppet show it was really, and it was called Les Poupées de Paris. And anyway, so he's since gone on to be one of the most prolific producers in Hollywood, but that was kind of where he started, and he rode the first.
That's awesome.
He rode the Space Needle the first time. All right, let's move on to one of yours.
Okay, so I feel like mine are slightly easier.
Okay, good. Thank you.
So you're gonna thrive here.
All right. Oh, okay. So this is the Seattle Art Museum.
Yeah.
This is the Hammering Man.
If you have ever seen this in person, though, the Hammering Man.
I have. My dad actually has a piece in the Seattle Art Museum.
No way.
Yeah, he's a metal sculptor. And this is kind of a statue of my dad.
I have to know what piece it is. Okay, first of all, I love the Seattle Art Museum. It's awesome. I just love it. But
me too.
I have such a hard time going into this main entrance because, and hopefully someone in the chat relates to me, but I'm not afraid of tall buildings. I'm not afraid of like skyscrapers, heights, none of that. I'm fine with it. But tall statues that look like humans freak me out.
They freak you out.
Every time I walk past this statue and it's just like hammering, I just almost have a panic attack every time. And I have to like look down when I'm walking into the Seattle Art Museum. And it just freaks me out. I don't know if anyone else feels that way, but
I
it's
have
just
a friend like that. His name is
tall.
Todd Hass, and he was always afraid of things that were out of proportion.
Yeah. I don't think I could ever go to Egypt. And I really want to, but I can't look at that Sphinx. I just know I'm gonna like freak out.
What about giant greeting cards? Does that scare you at all?
They're not scary. I think that's lovely, but I think if you're buying that for someone, you should get help.
Yeah, if you're buying, you should get help.
Like
you're overcompensating for something.
Yeah, I love how ostentatious it is, but like I like to hold on to greeting cards and like where am I going to store that? You know?
Exactly. Yeah, what are you going to you throw out greeting cards anyway. Unfortunately, that's what you have to do.
I like to hold on to them, but I get why people do. But I used to work at a greeting card shop. That was my first job. So I have a thing for them.
Really? You're a writer as well, right?
Yeah, so I just like do pitch to satire publications and stuff mostly. So that's kind of the bulk of the writing. But yeah, so
I invite people from the show who are watching the show to go to your website, which is it yourname.com?
Yeah, pretty easy.
Because there's a lot of good stuff on there, a lot of funny articles and a lot of, let me put that on the screen.
Well, it's been nice too, because, there haven't been really many live shows. So it's been nice to, do writing and focus on that for the time being.
Mm-hmm. For some reason, I can't get it on the screen. But anyway, Arijana Ramic. I better put it on the screen in some way.
I think maybe because our competition is happening.
That might be, because this is a pretty intense competition that we're having here.
Yeah, the stakes are high.
The stakes are really, it's like through the roof, really. I'm going to put it up there. I'll just leave it up there. People can go there. Did I spell it right? I think I did.
Yeah, you did.
I'm getting better. I'm getting better.
Yeah.
All right, we're moving on to the next one, which is...
Oh, God.
See, I thought the Gertrude was hard. This is a clue, though.
Oh, okay.
This is also played by the same person that plays Gertrude.
So I see Humane Society in the back.
Oh, that's good. Good. Yeah, yeah.
But is this like another character or another...
It is. It's kind of like, I threw in the Gertrude at the beginning just as a slide, just for fun.
Okay.
So now this is another character played by the same guy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if our chat room can chime in, if they know the name. It's actually kind of difficult.
Yeah, it's just like a, disembodied, like...
I always say, what is that thing in the front? I always used to wonder whether that was his mouth or whether that was his eye. And I think
I
now...
honestly, don't know how this got cleared for the air, but...
It is. This is this like Le Poupée de Paris. This is like a kid show for adults, so we can have giant vaginas on the show. But that's not what this is. This is a monster that lives in the basement at the dump, and I wonder if anybody's cousin It's great uncle. Yeah,
that was gonna be my guess. Is a distant relative.
I will tell you what it is, because I don't think anybody. I don't know. Maybe nobody's gonna get it. I'll give it a little more time.
I can see why the show's not on the air anymore.
I know. Oh, really? It's the longest running local kids show.
I love that.
Ever.
That's amazing.
Sometimes it would run twice a day. Yeah.
Whoa. Okay, that's intense.
And you know the band Soundgarden?
Yeah.
When they opened up in Seattle and they came back to Seattle and they played at the Coliseum and it was just packed, JP Patches introduced them and the crowd just went crazy because basically we had all grown up with that.
Yeah.
I don't have a clip of it, but you can imagine. So anyway, this is called Gorst the Friendly Furple.
That's real friendly and inviting.
He's called Gorst the Friendly Furple. Yeah, there we go. It's Channel Zero. I don't know what Channel Zero is, but it sounds good. It sounds like... So Jack Does has a YouTube channel called Jack Does. I highly recommend it. He talks about horror movies mostly. And
I don't watch horror movies.
I don't generally either, although I have some that I really, fondly remember being scared to death
But
by.
I will tell you, I read every Wikipedia of every horror movie,
Do you?
but I don't watch them.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, but true crime, no issue. Horror movies, though, terrifying.
Terrifying. All right, so now we're going to one of your pictures.
Okay, let's see which one.
Oh, this is not your picture. This is my
No.
wife snuck this in. She snuck it in. This is this is obviously Pike Place Market, but
Yeah.
what had happened is years ago we were trying to get people to pay attention to the Equal Rights Amendment and how women didn't have equal rights under the Constitution. And so we came up with this thing where we were going to shoot bras from a gun. It was called branching. We called it. You know, like a T-shirt gun.
Yeah.
We're going to shoot bras from a gun. And then we found that we couldn't really do that, so we ended up making like a slingshot. And we'd throw the bras up. So we were in Seattle. We had one on the Hollywood sign. We had one all over Los Angeles. But then we were up in Seattle visiting my parents, and we hung this bra from the public market. And that's a little bit of history there. I don't know.
Oh my God.
Branching. Yeah, we called it branching. It was a movement. And we had branching all over the nation.
It looks good. It feels like it just fits there. So.
It does, and it's probably still there. Even though it's like, I don't know, 10 years ago. All right, now we're going on to your thing.
Okay, let's see.
Oh no, that's not
More
your thing.
clowns. Oh my God.
This is JP Patches. This is like the whole thing is JP Patches now. I gotta move on. But that's the guy. That's the main clown. That's the main clown with Gertrude. It's
this is just a JP Patches.
It's been infested. Maybe that's just where my mind is. Ben McKnight's from Australia is about to eat branching. Did you see the responses to it? Yeah. Loretta made a fine post about our movie, Equal Means Equal. I recommend it to everybody. Check it out on Loretta's page, too. It's just a beautiful thing that she wrote about it. I still launch bras to make my wife mad. All right, let's move on. Let's see what's next here. All right, your picture.
Yes.
See, there you go. There you go. I have no idea what this is. Okay, it looks like somebody's house. Well, no. There's 3 cars in the front, though. Somebody, either a person that likes cars, or it's some kind of restaurant.
Do you know generally where it is at all? Like the general area?
Let me see if I can try and figure that out.
It's kind of a tough one.
I'm going to say it's on Queen Anne.
Okay, great guess, but no. This house, and I wonder if anyone in the
Janelle
chat
says Ballard.
No, I'm so glad this is stumping
You've
people.
stumped us now. This is good.
Yeah. So this is actually by Alki. And
Really?
when I go and I either, cycle, rollerblade, walk, Alki, whatever it is, I always look at this house and I just think, oh my God, what I wouldn't give to live there. It is the cutest house and they just have flowers everywhere. I don't really know who lives there or any information about the house, but I think it's been the same owners for a long time because I feel like it's one of the few houses that is still like small and not been turned into a condo. But every time I pass by this house, I'm just enamored with it. And so I had to put it in there because it's so cool. And it's just always looks like this, like no matter the season.
Tell me, is Alki like a populated place now? Because when I was growing up, it was sort of a place you went to maybe like if you could get some sandy beach there. But that was about it.
I think it still is. I think even through COVID, people have still been walking it and kind of just, maintaining their distance and stuff. But I think it's still as popular
as
as
a beautiful house. Are those all real flowers, you think?
Yes, they're real, which is just, I wonder what the budget is for the flowers on this house, but it's amazing.
What's going on the roof? This weird little roof on top of a roof.
So I don't know what that middle thing is there, the circular thing, but they have planters in the roof as well.
That is cool. Are there people up there? I don't know. I can't really see. Okay, we got to move on because we've got to. Oh, there's the next one.
Oh, is this? Oh my God, I'm not going to remember the name. But is it where the Sonics used to play before it got turned down?
It's very close. Very close.
Okay.
It's where
the Seahawks. Okay.
And the Mariners used to play.
Okay.
They blew it up. They exploded this thing. So it
Do you
was
remember the year they blew it up?
when they blew it up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 1997.
Okay, so I was 3. So I'm gonna
guessing.
forgive myself for not knowing that.
It's pretty fun to watch if you see. I remember when it happened. It was pretty. Mellon Arena in Pittsburgh. Well, that's interesting. I like that. Yeah, so this was a big deal, but the thing is they built it in 77, 76, 77.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was around, but the roof leaked and it had all kinds of problems. And eventually they just blew it up and replaced it with the what was called the CenturyLink. Now it's called something else.
Yeah, or whatever, arena.
Anyway, so there you go. That's the Kingdom, they called it, the Kingdom.
Yes, Kingdom. Okay.
All right, now it's your turn. Let's see.
Okay.
All right, so these must be good tacos.
I really want to know if you know what these are, though.
This is in the food court at the Seattle Center, and it's a dish that you can get while riding the bubbleator, and it is called flat tacos. They're called flat tacos, and there's a flat tortilla guy who is their mascot that dances around outside the bubbleator.
You got it. No further questions. No, so this is like, I feel like maybe it was a cult following and then everyone just kind of learned about it, but Tacos Chukis is supposedly the best tacos you can get in the Seattle area, which I feel like that would be debated.
Yeah.
But they really are some great tacos.
What are they called?
Feel like Tacos Chukis. Chukis. And I feel like it's really hard to get good Mexican food around here.
I'm sure.
And so I think that's maybe why people are so obsessed with it. Yeah. But they are good. They are.
They are.
So,
somebody said they look more like tostadas, like mini tostadas.
Yeah, maybe in the picture they look more flat, but they're tacos.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see what's next. I have no idea. Oh.
Well, I recognize a fish being eaten, but I don't know if this is a particular moment that I'm supposed to really.
It is. It's the sea lion has a name.
Oh.
So this sea lion used to hang out in the locks.
Okay.
Between Lake Washington and Puget Sound, and there's a ladder there, and his name is Herschel. That's what they call him, Herschel. And he would just pick off the salmon as they were coming to the ladder. He'd just pick them off, and it became a real problem because the salmon are supposed to go up and spawn, make more salmon. Imagine. Didn't happen because this guy was down there just chomping them down.
Look at him just gobbling like that's like.
Yeah, he was really chomping. I mean, it seems almost like it's photoshopped. All right, we got to move forward. Yeah. Oh, this is Bruce Lee's grave.
Yes. So it's easy to tell what it is, but I put this in here because I wanted to know if anyone else has this experience. But so my family, my parents are immigrants, and I just remember it was such a big deal when we came, and to just anything in general with Bruce Lee, any kung fu stuff, any, martial arts stuff was such a big deal. And I don't know why, but I remember anytime anyone would visit us, they from Eastern Europe, they want to come see the Bruce Lee grave. And I don't know why have this obsession with Bruce Lee, but this is like the place to take people.
Isn't that something?
Is so crazy. But
a lot of people don't realize Bruce Lee was from Seattle.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know. Where is this grave?
I think that, I should probably double check before I say the wrong thing. Yeah.
Don't say the wrong thing on this show because
I know. Well,
it's so fact checked. I want
to say that it's kind of like by maybe it's like Volunteer Park or something. I should probably fact check that, but I think it's somewhere around there. I don't know. I haven't gone since I was really little, but I just remember this being like such a huge deal. Like, this is where you take people when they come visit us. And I'm just like, okay, like,
Yeah,
you know,
I used to go, or I went once to Jimi Hendrix's grave,
yes,
which is
yeah.
in Renton, I believe. And Jimi Hendrix was like, I don't want to be buried in Seattle because it's too rainy there. I want to be buried in London, which London is just as soggy as Seattle is. But they ended up burying him next to his grandmother out there. And it was a tiny, just a little tiny stone there when my friend and I went. Now they've got like a big monument, I think.
Yeah, is the monument in the same place, or is it a different park? Do you know?
I think it's in the same place where that little plaque was, but I don't know how they could have done it because they were like right next to each other and it was small.
Yeah. Interesting.
Martial arts, especially kickboxing, is huge in Eastern Europe. Aha.
Oh, so there you go.
Lakeview Cemetery in the Capitol Hill neighborhood just north of Volunteer Park. Thank you for that. All
My
right.
sister there doing
Your
the research.
Sister, I love it. All right, we got to move along because we have to end this thing by 1.
Yeah.
Okay, this is mine.
Ooh. I'm not going to know this one, but I want to guess and say it's that museum at UW, like the Museum of Natural History. Am I even remotely on the same path?
It's a good guess. This is less factual, I believe.
Okay. All right.
Have you? This is down on the pier, like in the pier area.
Okay.
There is a place called Ye Olde Curiosity Shop.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
At the back of Ye Olde Curiosity Shop is this mummified man.
Okay. Lovely.
And I think he has a bullet wound as well. He was found out in the desert. Some people think he's like, Billy the Kid or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, it's a body supposedly they found in the desert. But this place is full of fantastical, weird things. Like I highly recommend going there. Like there's a bird in there with a rabbit head, and there's just some weird stuff there. So it's hard. The Bible etched on the head of a pin. Things like that. Just I don't know whether it's real or not. But there he is, the mummified man. He's been there for forever. Okay, it's food again.
Okay, you're really getting a feel for my personality.
Mine's all clowns. Yours is all food.
So, do you recognize what?
Oh no! What'd you say? Do I recognize what?
Do you recognize which brunch place this is?
Oh, that's a rough one. I wouldn't know. I'm not a big. I'm a luncher, not a bruncher.
Yeah, I wonder if this.
I'm a bruncher, not a bruncher.
I wonder if this got to Seattle after you had already left.
I'm sure.
But I wonder if anyone else recognizes it. But basically, it's this place called.
Nola says Nola.
No, it is Portage Bay. And they have this basically, I guess, I forget exactly what they call it at the restaurant, but it's kind of like a fruit bar where you can basically get a French toast and you can go to this fruit bar and layer whatever you want on it. And they have this like whipped cream that's amazing and this whole like section of fruit and stuff. And it's just really delicious. Some people though think it's overrated. Some people are big fans. There's always a huge line. Even if you make a reservation, like you might wait a little bit, I feel like, but it's kind of, another one of those things where I'll let the people debate if they think it's good or not.
It's pretty. It looks delicious.
I think it's
delicious
personally, but yeah.
Oh my God. So, okay. I like that. Let's see what the next one is. Because, oh boy, we're going to have to end the show real soon. Okay, one more of mine, one more of yours.
Okay, perfect.
Speed round. This is speed round.
Is this the Underground tour?
You got it. Underground Seattle.
Yeah.
See, I should know this. I can't quite read the sign. Does anybody know what this is? What? Crocodile? That's the crocodile right there?
Yeah, I think it's moving now. But I just have really fond memories of the crocodile. Some of my favorite shows I've ever seen were at the Crocodile, and I just really love Belltown as well. I know it's kind of
the exterior changed on the crocodile.
What?
It looks a little different.
Yeah, this is a different picture. I kind of tried to choose the oldest one I could find that was on there to stump you, but it used to be the whole kind of side of the building there, and maybe it is a little bit, is green, and it was kind of in Belltown, I think near 4th.
Wow.
But I think they're moving a street or a block over from last I heard, but I don't know if that's actually true anymore.
Okay, speed round continues. We're going to have to tell your crazy story on another day. Oh, we got the hammering man again.
Okay.
We've got, that's another bra hanging.
Love it. Gorgeous.
Okay. You'll never get this one in a million years.
Okay, wait. This is going to be embarrassing for me, though, because I actually love the Sonics and went to a lot of Sonics
Really?
games.
But this is long before your Sonics experience, I think. This is kind of unfair.
So I don't think I'm going to guess the player, though. I never know, like, players' names.
That's Slick Watts. He was a big Sonic, but back in the day.
Okay.
Rendezvous. Okay.
The first place I ever did stand-up comedy.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow,
So
they do stand-up there?
First open mic. They have the Nest down there. So I wanted to shout out the Rendezvous.
Oh, that's super cool.
Also in Belltown.
Oh, sorry. That's in Belltown as well?
Yes. Okay.
You'll never get this guy either. This is terrible that I'm doing this. Like, even our chat room's not getting
me. Yeah.
That's Bill the Beer Man.
Okay.
He used to frequent all the different venues, but he passed away. Anyway, he's very famous for nobody but me. What's this?
This is kind of a cheat because it's not, I guess, in Seattle.
This looks like Los Angeles.
This is Tweed's Cafe, so it's where Twin Peaks was filmed.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's cool. Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to continue. Do you know this one? Finally, a restaurant for you.
Ooh. I don't think I know this one.
The Old Spaghetti Factory.
Oh, I've never been there.
Do they still have that? I don't know. How about that guy?
I don't know if they do.
Do you know this guy?
Captain Crunch.
That's Ivor Haglund. You ever hear of Ivor's?
Name.
Ivor Haglund. Anyway, that's great. All right, so I think that's the end. Oh, no.
Oh,
Cafe
my goodness.
Campa.
I don't know this one either.
Oh, it's another branching thing. There's another bra hanging.
Oh, right there. Oh, I see.
Well, this is it. Now I'm going to end this thing on this guy.
Okay.
You know this guy?
That is a Red Hot Chili Pepper former band member, and that's all. That's all. I
like it. Now that is Weedle, the Weedle on the Needle.
Okay.
It's a monster that lives up on a needle, on the Space Needle.
Oh, I love that folklore, but I've never heard it.
All right, we better go. We got to end the show. Let's move on. Great job. It was difficult. Next time I'll come up with something a little bit hard. We're going to have to do another episode coming up in the future where you're going to tell a crazy story. We're going to do some other stuff, but it seems like the contest overwhelmed the entire show.
I think people enjoyed it, though. I think they were also stumped by a few of them.
I think so. I got our names wrong again.
Hey, I like Joel. It's a nice change.
It's a good name, right?
Yeah,
now that I know how to pronounce Ariana, and I didn't think it was Arijana.
Yeah.
All right, so we're moving on. We're going to go right to the dance break now.
Okay, I love it.
And I've got a good one for you. It's a cover from one of my favorite artists, Donovan.
Okay.
Here goes. Okay, so thanks, Mulva. Mulva says, great show. We're moving into the dance break. We got to move along fast. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Awesome
Yay, thank
show.
you for having me.
Yes, thanks for being here. You're going to be dancing in the dance break soon.
Yes, I
So hang in there. Here we go. Dance break. Ladies and gentlemen. Do you know Donovan? Have you heard of Donovan? I have just got the ridiculous references to it, but this is a good song. It's called Hurdy Gurdy Man. Maybe you've heard it.
Felt like a star in my vast sea when I opened my eyes to take a peek, to find that I
Classic
was
rock
by
kid.
the sea, gazing with tranquility. 'Twas then the hurdy-gurdy man came singing songs of love. Then the hurdy-gurdy man came singing songs of love. Hurdy-gurdy, 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 his sang. Hurdy-gurdy, 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 his sang. Hurdy-gurdy, hurdy-gurdy.
I think people have to do their Donovan deep dive because he's got some great songs. Like Mellow Yellow.
That's awesome. This is
guy
really
cool?
Yeah.
Classic Rock Kid. YouTube channel. Does all covers. From Dumb and Dumber.
Songs of love.
He's got a little I do love Donovan. Janelle loves it too. I don't know where Greg Warlow is. He's okay. All right, this is Classic Rock Kid. This has been Arijana Ramic, and hopefully you'll come and join us again on another show. It's been really fun, and thanks for providing those pictures. I still feel like I have no idea what some of the stuff was, and I'm sure you feel the same way. Loretta's inspired you not dancing. Okay.
Loretta, we're dancing. We're grooving.
All right, thanks everybody for joining us on Lunch Therapy. We'll see you on Wednesday.